What's going on, everyone? My name is Scorpion, coach of the Leaf Agents, and welcome back once again to Battle Hub Draft League Season 1, Week 5 already. Man, we are getting through this league pretty quickly, aren't we? There is obviously 9 weeks during the regular season before we make it to playoffs, and yeah, we've officially crossed the halfway point by now, which is pretty crazy. So today, we're going to be taking on Captain Beanard, head coach of the Philadelphia Pidgeys. So I hope you're all excited. I've got a little matchup analysis and team building thought process once again for this week. So feel free to stick around to that. But if you're not, if you're just interested in the battle, feel free to skip to that as well with the timestamp in the description down below. I'm going to head onto it quickly because there's a lot to discuss. This one's going to be an elaborate one. So please leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new, and let's get right into it. So this is the matchup for week 5 of the BHDL. Now, before I go on to discussing the matchup here, I want you to have a quick little look at my team on the left here. As you may see, there is a new face out there. We actually have Barraskewda on the team, and we traded it away for Magnezone. Now, I'll try and quickly explain why that is. The main reason for that is because I really felt that a big weakness of my team was the speed control. As you may have noticed for the past couple of weeks, the fastest Pokemon on my team previously was Frostlass at base 110, and that just wasn't really getting it done. I felt like I was getting outsped by almost all of my opponent's faster threats, and it was really just lacking in speed control, which allowed my opponents to obviously run attack boosting natures and just giving them a really free time against some of my team members. So having Barraskewda on the team is really, really nice. Fun story, actually. Captain Beanard, my opponent this week, actually used to have Barraskewda, but he dropped it for Slowking. So as soon as Barraskewda came available, I was very happy to have it on the team. And the reason why I traded it away from Magnezone, and for those who watched my own team analysis, I originally had Magnezone for 2 reasons. One, because it was a strong special attacking electric type, and B, because it was another steel type, which is obviously a very useful defensive type to have. However, because of King Gambit, Rotowash, and Hydreigon, I already have Pokemon that basically fill those roles, essentially. And the main Pokemon that I actually drafted Magnezone for was Corviknight, which would be one of the biggest annoyances for Iron Leafs. But I actually don't face the coach with Corviknight in the regular season. So I really didn't see much reasoning to keep Magnezone on the team anymore, and I very much welcome Barraskewda to the Leaf Agents. So very happy with that. But with that being said, let's jump into the matchup overview. As you can see, Captain Beanard's got a very powerful looking team. He's got Iron Moth, Goodra, Earthworm, Gastrodon, Hawlucha, Pincurchin, Espafra, Wigglytuff, Arcanine, the now drafted Slowking, traded away for the Barraskewda, and Brook Bonnet. Now, as for my thoughts on this team, I actually really, really like this team. Like, out of all the teams in the Battle Hub Draft League, let's say I wasn't playing it myself and I had to be the assistant coach of someone, I would want to also be able to play with Beanard's team, because I actually really, really enjoy the electric terrain strategy. And Beanard's got some very, very powerful abusers on it. His first drafted Pokemon, the Iron Moth, is one of my all-time favorites from Gen 9. I love this Pokemon. Hard to believe, but this is actually my favorite Paradox Pokemon. I like it even more than Iron Leaves, who sits at number 2, and is also my team mascot. But Beanard obviously was able to draft it just before me. He's actually the number 8 coach, whereas I was number 9, so he drafted it just before me. So I missed out on it, but that's all good. But yeah, I actually really like his team composition. Obviously, the Hawlucha with that Unburdened Sweeper, the Espafra, which can take advantage of it with the Electric Seed and stuff. A very powerful looking team, and he's rounded it off very well with some bulky threats as well, and some good wall breakers and stuff. So really like Beanard's team, and I'm very excited for the matchup this week. Now, like I said before, my team struggles a little bit with speed control. And obviously the Hawlucha with Unburden outspeeds my entire team easily, just like the Sneasler from week 1, if you guys remember. However, this week there was a couple of weapons and tricks that I have up my sleeve to try and combat this team, and I'm actually bringing some very unorthodox sets that I'm hoping will play a nice factor in this battle with the element of surprise there. So without further ado, let's actually get into the team that we're bringing to this week. So we're bringing Iron Leaves. I'll just try and break the team down, in the order that there are on screen. So the first Pokemon on the team is Iron Leaves. I still find it annoying that PokePaste doesn't have the sprite for Walking Awake in Iron Leaves yet, but it's whatever. So we're bringing Choice Scarf Iron Leaves. Now the reason why I'm bringing Choice Scarf is because I actually discovered a little interesting mechanic regarding the photosynthesis and quark drive abilities from the Paradox Pokemon. Basically, for those who don't know, these abilities boost your stat, your highest stat, by 1.3 times if it's attack, defense, special attack, or special defense, or 1.5 times if it's speed, if you are holding a boost energy or are active during harsh sunlight or electric terrain. Now, the cool thing that I discovered about these abilities is that they actually boost your stat after it takes a choice item into account, which means that if you have an attack boosting Iron Leaves, for example, it actually takes your attack stat, then multiplies it by 1.5 from the choice band, and then Quark Drive puts the 1.3 times boost on top of it, which gives you a very high attack stat. And the reason why we're bringing Choice Scarf this league with this week, sorry, with Quark Drive boosting in speed is because with electric terrain up and getting both the speed boost from the Choice Scarf and the Quark Drive, we are actually able to outspeed a max speed Jolly unburdened boosted Halucha and Revenge Killer with Psyblade. Now, Halucha is one of Beanard's Terra captains, so I'm going to have to be mindful of that. I'm honestly expecting something like a Terra Steel or even a Terra Dark. But if that is the case, then I think I've got other ways of dealing with that as well. But yeah, Choice Scarf Iron Leaves is actually able to surprise outspeed the Halucha and Revenge Killer with that 120 base power side blade from the electric terrain. So we're really trying to use Beanard's electric terrain against him. As you may notice on the next Pokemon, I actually don't have Ice Spinner on Great Tusk, and that's because I really felt like trying to counter abuse the terrain rather than getting rid of it was the right choice this week. We are also running a Leaf Blade, obviously, for the Gastrodon and the Slowking in case we need it. Close Combat for the Earthworm mainly. And also we are using Mega Horn to have the hardest hit as possible on the Espafra and the Brute Bonnet. So Iron Leaf hits the entirety with its coverage decently well. You can have to be careful about managing its coverage. Terra Psychic is also pretty nicely in general, just for powering up that Psy Blade and getting rid of all my grass-related weaknesses. Mainly flying is going to be very, very important here. So that's why I chose that. I think Iron Leaf is going to do quite well this week. It might not sweep the entire team, but it's probably going to get some nice surprise revenge kills. Next one on the team we're running is a Jetpack Great Tusk, one of my all-time favorite Great Tusk sets. I love this set, and this is basically meant to be our primary offensive wall breaker of the team. We're running both strong stat-lowering stabs, obviously, Headlong Rush and Close Combat both drop your defenses, and with the Jetpack we are able to pivot right out. The reason why we have these ones is basically to upkeep constant offensive momentum. We are facing a very offensive team this week, and I really felt like that the added momentum of having such a strong U-turn essentially is going to be key into winning this battle. We're actually able to run Adamant Nature thanks to Great Tusk's pretty decent speed tier this week, which is pretty cool. And we are also carrying Rapid Spin in case the Earthworm and the Gastrodon decide to do some hazard stacking, which also would be bad for Moltres, obviously. And we are having running Knockoff just in case the Slowking or the Espafra wants to come in, so we can hit them pretty hard. Great Tusk actually does get Mega Horn, which I considered, but only for those two targets. I figured like the additional utility of Knockoff was going to be better against the rest of the team. I didn't really want to have a move that only hits like a few specific targets that might not even come to the battle. So that's why that's there. Obviously, the utility of knocking off items is very useful. Now, for the next member of the team, Hydreigon, I actually was considering bringing double a Jetpack. That's what my original plan was at first. But then I noticed the Iron Moth was kind of free to run rampant after it gets an agility up, basically, against my team. And so I decided to run a Roselli Berry to resist the Dazzling Gleam that comes my way. That's also going to be very, very useful against Espafra. With the 28 HP EVs that we have, we can actually live a Dazzling Gleam from both Iron Moth and Espafra. If we are at full, Dark Pulse and Draco Meteor hits the rest of the team very, very hard. Earth Power allows us to revenge kill the Iron Moth. And Nasty Plot is there in case the Slowking or the Gastrodon wants to try and wall me, and we can basically use them as setup fodder. And because these Pokemon do not appreciate taking a +2 Draco Meteor, so that's why that's there. Again, shame about not being able to use double a Jetpack, but I really feel like Hydreigon is going to be able to put in some good work in. Now, fun fact, I actually have brought this trio to every single battle so far, which is pretty funny, but I mean, if it works, right? Next up is probably my favorite set on this entire team. We are once again getting Moltres off the bench. It hasn't seen any action since we fought the California Trailblazers in week 1. And it did a decent job there at stopping the Sneasler. And we are once again bringing it as another counter to an Unburdened Pokemon. We're running mostly defense EVs to be able to take Hawlucha's acrobatics in close combat. And we're actually running a binding band trapping set with Roost, Air Slash, and Solar Beam. Now, for those who don't know what binding band does, it's basically an item that lets you do increased damage with trapping moves like Fire Spin. It actually does like 18% damage instead of the usual 12.5% that it does every turn with this item attached, which is going to be very useful, mainly in trapping and destroying the Gastrodon. That's what I'm planning on. I'm thinking if I do bring Moltres, that's most likely going to be the switch in, and if I can trap it with Fire Spin, I'm then able to knock it out with my special attack boosted Solar Beam. This special attack investment is to be able to always knock out Gastrodon with Solar Beam after one round of Fire Spin damage, even if it has max special defense and leftovers. Running Air Slashes to be able to be a general annoyance for other mons that we've trapped, to be able to flinch them down essentially while they're taking big damage from Fire Spin, and Roost to stay healthy. I'm very much hoping that this mon is going to put in some good work, but I think it will, and all we're going to have to be careful of is a powerful Stone Edge coming from Hawlucha. But I think that will be more than manageable. Next up, we're bringing King Gambit, which honestly just hasn't been seeing enough action this draft league. I've not been using it very well. Obviously, last week we literally used it as a hazard setter, which didn't end up working out so well. But now we are actually figuring out its full potential and the reason why we drafted it. I'm bringing Black Glasses this week to be able to power up Chaos Alchemy and Sucker Punch to absolutely astronomical levels. Supreme Overlord, obviously, to have the late game power boost. And this is just a very general safe backbone in case Beanard's team with the offensive threats gets out of hand. I'm really scared of those, and being able to potentially go on a late game sweep with this is going to be very nice. We're also just running Ironhead because the combination of Dark and Steel actually hits his entire team for neutral damage. And I'm thinking King Gambit is going to be able to finally shine as much as it should have been towards this league. I'm finally going to be able to unlock its full potential, essentially. Sorry. Last but not least, we are bringing Drifblim to the battle. Now, Drifblim obviously is a Pokemon we've not used so far. It is coming off the bench for the first time this week, basically as another emergency check to Iron Moth and Hawlucha. Now, Drifblim is actually one of my Terra captains, so that's going to come in really useful in this battle, because if I don't need a Terra Psychic on Iron Leads, I can Terra Ground my Drifblim, and that is going to be very useful against Hawlucha and Iron Moth in particular, because obviously, I'm able to hit Iron Moth with a 4x super effective Terra Blast, as well as being able to be completely immune to its discharge if it decides to run it. Basically, going to be a little surprise KO against it. The 12 special attack EVs that I have allow me to guaranteed OHKO it from full health. And we are running Will-O-Wisp, Hex, and Clear Smoke to be able to be a general check to Hawlucha and Espafra as well. Obviously, we are able to break the subs from Espafra with Hex, and be a general annoyance to those Pokemon by clearing away their stat changes. Now, the defensive investments that I have with this Pokemon basically always allow me to avoid potential 2-hit KOs, and if the Hawlucha does have Stone Edge, which I'm predicting it might, then we can use Terra Ground as another emergency check for that, or if it has Thunder Punch, that's obviously another possibility. The Drifblim is basically going to be a very sturdy check to Hawlucha. Now, we're not bringing Strength Stab, which is why we're using Leftovers as the item. I figured I didn't really need Heavy Duty Boots because we already have Great Tusk, the best Rapid Spinner in the game. And if Captain Beanard doesn't actually have any Ghost types on his team, so he can never block the Rapid Spin, best he can do is bring, like, for example, a Terra Ghost Orthworm, which we A, have knockoff for, and B, if the Orthworm terrestrializes into a ghost type, that means that the Hawlucha cannot terrestrialize, which is what I'm mainly afraid of. So, pretty nice text on this team, pretty unexpected movesets, I'd say. I'm really excited to see how it turns out. Hope you guys enjoyed this little team building thought process. And without further ado, let's get straight into the battle. All right, and here we are with the battle against Captain Beanard, coach of the Philadelphia Pidgeys. And I think we're just about ready to search, so just gonna get my stuff ready. Let's go. Good luck, have fun, Beanard. Quickly see if we can change the music in time. Let's go with Area 0 Pokemon, sure, why not? Alright, here's the team that you guys may have seen in the team preview, and there's Captain Beanard. I'm gonna quickly write down his team as we see here. And we have Gastrodon. Let's see. We have Gastrodon, Hawlucha, Grudra, Pincurchin, Earthworm, and Iron Moth. Pretty much perfectly what I was expecting. No Espata, which is interesting. No Arcanine either. No Brute Bonnet. No Slowking, which is good to see. I'm actually very happy that he brought the Gastrodon because we have the Moltres lure for that. So this actually honestly looks like a pretty winnable matchup. Beano's brought all of his Terra Captains, which is interesting. The Hawlucha, Pincurchin, and Orthworm can all Terastallize. Also, once again, this is a live commentary once again, so I'm going to hope to try my best. It didn't go well for us last time, but the L.E.A.F agents are looking to bounce back this week after our little incident with week 3 and our loss against Beardo in week 4. So let's see. I plan to lead off with Hydreigon, and I think I'm just going to go from there. And yeah, man, I'm honestly quite nervous for this battle, but it should be a really good one. Honestly, like I said, I really like Beanard's team. Good luck, have fun. Let's see how we do. Gonna try down to write the standings as we go. Let's see here. So he starts off with the captain. He starts off with Goodra, which is a good choice for him. And we start off with Hydreigon. Now the thing is here, I was actually kind of expecting this. Unfortunately, I don't have the thingy anymore, the eject pack. So I can't just drop a Draco here and switch out. This might actually kill if he's not Assault Vest, but I'm very much thinking that he will be. And Draco Meteor does like only half health if it's that, and the Draco Meteor back kills me pretty much instantly. So this is a tough call straight away. This is honestly a really good lead for him. But honestly, I don't need Hydreigon for that much else. This is a really difficult call. Let's see. I think I'll try and drop a Draco straight away. Honestly, I think he's going to be Assault Vest, but he might also think I'm Specs and switch out. Okay, we don't miss a Draco Meteor, that's good. Honestly, I'm just fine with getting damage on it. Yeah, that is definitely Assault Vest, as we expected. If we die to a Draco Meteor ourselves, that's fine. Yep, there we go. Alright. Honestly, I wasn't getting much value out of that in the first place here. So Goodra gets its first KO, and Hydreigon goes down. Honestly, that's fine by me. Now, I think we will go into Great Tusk, and we will get our pivot off here, because we do have the eject pack. This is a guaranteed KO, and obviously he's got no ghost type, so this should be a free close combat. See if he lets the Goodra go down. And I want to head long rush because he could go into the Hawlucha, and this just guarantees that I get the pivot off, because this is not one of his Terra Captains, so it's not like he can randomly Terra Ghost either. Bit of a rough start, but I think we can manage it. Let's see what Beanard wants to do. I'm mainly aiming to like try and weaken Hawlucha and then win with King Gambit. I think that's gonna be the game plan, because he didn't bring Arcanine or any like hard counters to it. He only has Hawlucha, which should be weakened as the game goes on. So let's see here. As for what I want to do after this thing goes down, I honestly don't know. He is going to withdraw, so we are actually going to get some good damage off on something here. Gary, who's that? Is that Gastrodon? That is Gastrodon. Oh, good. We're going to get a big close combat off on that. Beautiful. Now the question here is, what do we want to do from here? You're going to get the eject pack out. I was actually hoping to catch Hawlucha there, but it's fine. Let's see. That Gastrodon... Let me quickly have a look at how much damage I was doing to that. Gastrodon, especially defensive, 50. Yeah, that looks to be pretty normally like especially defensive. So we're gonna make the Iron Leaf play, and that is going to force out the Gastrodon once again on one of his Terra Captains. It should be pretty free, and he does actually reveal Leftovers as well, which is cool. Now, obviously, we are threatening a Leaf Blade here. I'm going to quickly check if I actually KO this thing with a close combat, and I believe we do. Yeah, we definitely do. So what's his switches to Iron Leaves? That's the thing. Now, he could go into the Earthworm or the Iron Moth. Are we safe going for a Psyblade here? I think so as well. I think Cyberblade, because he has no psychic resist. That's the thing. Well, he does have the Orthware. I think we should go just for a safe close combat here, expecting the Orform to come in. He's not gonna know that we are Choice Scarf just yet. And obviously we flatten this thing with the Leaf Blade. He could also let it go down, but I think they should kill. And he does just sack off the Gastrodon, which is fine. So that's gonna go down. All good. So he does see that we're not booster energy, of course. Let's see, an Iron Leaf claims its first KO. That's only really good. So we don't even need the Solar Beam and Moltres anymore, which is interesting. So Iron Leaves gets its first KO, and Gastrodon goes down. Alright, so obviously he does now know that we have close combat, and there's the Iron Maw. Now against this thing, we have a pretty safe switch in. Well, I say safe, it's not really safe, but we can switch in the Drifblim pretty decently here. Because I'm honestly expecting, he doesn't have a booster energy, so that leads me to believe it's either Boots or Choiced. And if it locks itself into Sludge Wave, we can deal with it. If it locks itself into Discharge, we should be fine. I think Drifblim is a good play. We do also have the Terra Ground once again to be able to damage it super effectively. I'm very surprised he's not going Pincurchin yet. I think he's only really going to try and use that for the Palucha. Must be going for some sort of endgame sweep. So we bring in the Drifblim here. Let's see. He goes for a U-turn. Okay, so that's likely choice then. That tells us that it's more than likely choice. Now I'm interested to see what he's going to go into. Probably the Pincurchin if I had to guess. Let's see what he wants to do here. Obviously U-turn is pretty safe. I don't know if that was Scarf or Specs. Unfortunately, because it was U-turn, we weren't really able to tell. If it was Choice Scarf, we are going to have to Terra with Iron Leaves to avoid a KO from Fiery Dance or Sludge Wave. Pretty even match so far, honestly. Also, I like the way that we're back in the normal type gym. We were in there in the last week of the BHDL against Beardo, and now we're back. In comes Goodra. That thing is likely going to have Thunderbolt, I'm guessing. And we can't really touch it in return. He could also drop a Draco instantly. I think I should go into my Moltres here, because I do outspeed it. At least I should. Let's see. How much do I take from a Bolt? I take 63 to 75, but we can roost off the damage. So I think Moltres is actually a pretty safe play. We don't have Gastrodon in the battle anymore, so this is a pretty safe play. And if he goes for Draco, we're in an especially good spot. So I think we have to go into Moltres here. Let's see what he goes for. Firebath, okay. Ooh, so he was probably expecting something else to come in. Maybe the Iron Leaves? I actually don't know. Well, we can't get burned by that, which is good. Let's see. Now, as far as what I did want to do here, let's see, 143. I believe that might mean we are in Thunderbolt or Draco KO range. No, we're not. We're just outside of range of that, but we are in range of Draco, but also just barely. So I think I'm just going to go for the Fire Spin here. I should have some pretty solid damage. I will also trap the Goodra, which means we should be able to KO. We have the Binding Band, which is going to kill it earlier, and that's going to be pretty amazing. So he goes for a Surf. Should be the same base power as that. Yeah, perfect. Alright, so we do live that. Awesome. Get the Fire Spin off. And now I believe we could do either one of two things. We could either Air Slash. I don't think Fire Spin continues if we do that. Let's see, we are currently on 23 HP. That means if we roost, we get up to 116. We don't live a Surf, so I think we're gonna have to let it go for an Air Slash here. I wonder what his ability is. Let's just go for the Air Slash Flinch. This is all Moltres is realistically gonna do anyway. I don't think we should switch out here by all means, because we do lose the effects of the Fire Spin if that happens. So let's just go for a little Air Slash Flinch. If we don't get it, that's fine. Goodra will finally be significantly weakened, because this one is a big threat to my team. We don't miss the Air Slash, which is good. Flinch. We don't get the flame. If he does go for a Sludge Bomb, that's going to finish us off. Maybe expecting the Iron Leaf or something to come in, but that's fine. Moltres goes down, does not get a kill. Let's see. And Goodra gets another KO. Alright, this one is a demon, honestly. Alright, now we can go Great Tusk. And what I'm thinking of doing here is going for a Rapid Spin, because after that we should be faster than the Iron Moth if it's not Scarf. Let's see, Great Tusk. Rapid Spin does 21 to 29, so that should get the KO. And he doesn't have a Ghost type to switch into it. So let's just go for the Rapid Spin, get the speed boost. I doubt he's going to stay in here. If he does, we're going to be able to get some good damage off on whatever comes in as well after, because we get the speed boost. And we are Adamant Nature, so we're going to be chipping the team down here a lot. And the more chip we get everything, the better, because we're going to get some huge chip for Kingambit. So Goodra goes down, perfect. Great Tusk gets a KO. Let's see, Great Tusk, good stuff. And this is actually a pretty even battle. I'm still scared of the Hawlucha. Remember, he has not yet to Terra, and we have also revealed Close Combat, which means he knows that we can touch the Orb Form. Like, we don't just have Headlong Rush and utility moves. Because obviously, courtesy of Earth Eater, it's immune to ground. But let's see, Alaska, who's that? Is that the Hawlucha? Oh, that is the Orb Form. Okay, so that tells me that thing is going to Terra. That 100% tells me that thing is going to Terra. Because there's no way, well, it could live a Close Combat, honestly. I think I'm just going to, I'm wondering what this thing is going to do, because it can't Shed Tail. It might set up hazards. If this thing Terra Ghost, it's going to be amazing for Kingambit and for Iron Leaf as well. I think I'm just going to go for a safe knockoff, just in case it has like Terra Ghost or something. We can get some pretty good damage off on it that way. Let's just go for the knockoff here. If he doesn't Terra, I honestly don't know what he's going to do to me. Like, what can Orb Form realistically do to Great Tusk? I honestly have no idea. Genuinely have no idea. But we'll see what he wants to do. He does Terastallize, so that's perfect. That means that the Hawlucha cannot Terastallize, which is one of my biggest fears. I'm very, very happy about that. Let's see. What is he going to? Ghost? Fairy. Okay, interesting choice. That means he was probably expecting a Close Combat. So we do go for a knockoff. That's still going to be resisted. Let's see, what do we knock off for? Citrus Berry? Leftovers. Okay, cool. Does he have Terra Blast? Yep, he does have Terra Blast. It shouldn't do that much, though, because it's still an Orb Form at the end of the day. They do like 40. It's about half. That's fine. Do we need Great Tusk for anything else? It'd be nice for the Pincursion, I suppose, but at the same time, we do have methods of dealing with that. I think our best bet, honestly, is just to get damage off on this thing. If I do Headlong Rush, I do die to another... No, actually, we can't Headlong Rush, can we? Because it's Earth Eater. I need to not forget about my own stuff here. Honestly, I'm thinking of just going into Drift Flame. Honestly, I'm pretty sure that's safe. Yeah, let's just go Drift Flame. I don't think he can do much with Drift Flame. That might be the obvious play, but at the same time, the courtesy of the Goodra being gone, he honestly now might struggle with Drift Flame a little bit, which is cool. Once we get rid of this thing, I think Iron Leaves, the combination of Iron Leaves and thingy should be golden. Like, I think because of this now, we should never be able to lose to Hawlucha ever. That's a big relief. Let's see, we're going to Drift Bloom here. We'll also be able to get a Will-O-Wisp buff after that, which is going to be good. He goes for an Iron Defense. Okay, that's fine. Thanks to us having knocked off the leftovers, we should be good here. And we can also clear Smog away the Iron Defenses. That's perfect. Let's go for a Will-O-Wisp for now. He could read this and expect, or go into the Iron Moth or the Pincurchin. If he does do that, I think that having Pincurchin burned is going to be decent. He does withdraw. If he goes into the Iron Moth, I'm going to be very happy. Let's see. Pointy Boy, get us the Pincurchin. I think that thing Paralyze is also not terrible, or burn, sorry, because this thing's physical attack is actually his highest stat, which is funny. So we go for the Will-O-Wisp. Get this chip off on that. I'm curious what this thing is going to do. Now, I do need to be a little bit careful here because Pincurchin does get Hydro Pump. So I can't just brilliantly switch in my Great Tusk here. I do need to be a little bit mindful of that. I think he could potentially expect me to switch out here, But at the same time, I am also happy to trade chip on this, I think. I think I'm happy to do that. I could also Terra Ground right now and try and kill it. But I think I do want to keep my Terra for Iron Leaves. So, let's see. Do we die from a Hydro Pump? Let me have a look, actually. Pincurchin, Terrain Setter. Let's just assume it has Hydro Pump. Oh. Hurry up a little bit here, because there's a timer. Hydro Pump level 50. It's a great task. That does... Let's see, that does like 64%. That does a lot, so... I think I'm happy to just get the trade chip damage off on this. I think we'll be fine. Let's go for the Hex here. He's going to withdraw straight away again. Into the Hawlucha, maybe? Iron Meme, into the Iron Mob. Okay, so we can actually try and get the Terra Ground kill here. So he does heighten its special attacks. That maybe makes me breathe his Scarf. Hex doesn't deal damage. I wonder if he's going to scout for the Terra Ground. He honestly could, because he knows this is one of my Terra captains. I feel like this is the way I kill Iron Moth, though. Worst case scenario, if Iron Leaves can't kill Hawlucha, then King Gambit definitely will. So I think this is where we hit the Terra Ground and we go for the Terra Blast. If Beanard scouts for this, honestly, amazing play. But with this, we can also avoid a potential discharge coming our way. He could also U-turn, honestly. That's a consideration I do need to make. Let me think. Is there a Pokemon I can afford to sack here? I guess Great Tusk. I could afford to sack Great Tusk, can't I? Yeah, because if he does U-turn, then we're going to be in a good spot. Actually, I don't think he'll U-turn on the Drifblim, though, will he? Do you know what? We're going to hit it. We're going to do it. Because this is exactly what we had it for. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go for the Terra Blast. I definitely do see a world in which Beanard scouts for this and goes for another U-turn. If he does, honestly, this is still not the worst in the world situation, because Terra Ground is still going to be good against the Hawlucha due to resisting Thunder Punch and Stone Edge. So we just go for Flamethrower. And we do live, perfect, no burn, and we're going to get the Terra Blast off. So we remove Iron Moth from the game, perfect. Goodbye, Iron Moth. Man, Drifblim coming in clutch, man. You love to see it. Drifblim coming in clutch. Iron Moth going 0-1, and Drifblim gets a KO in this league. Now, smart play of him to go for Flamethrower. I honestly thought he may have gone for Discharge, but at the same time, if he is choiced, obviously he doesn't want to risk that against the Great Tusk, which is fair. So let's see what he does now. I'm expecting the thingy to come in, honestly. Pincurchin, yep, exactly. So let's see, so what are you going to do to me, though? That's the thing. I think... I want to make sure I can't lose to Hawlucha. I could see a Destiny Bond, not Destiny Bond, I could see a Memento coming here. In which case, there's not much we can do, honestly. I think we're fine going for the Terra. If he does Memento... We can still Will-O-Wisp the Hawlucha. We should be able to prevent it from a Leaf, like setting up Sword Salvers and stuff. And then Iron Leaf should be able to KO it. So let's just go for the Terra Blast here. Let's just get damage off on this thing. It depends on what I get. Might go for a Hydro Pump as well. I could definitely see that being the case. It probably isn't going to do much damage. That's still a good amount. And he has Liquidation instead. Okay, cool. That's not actually going to kill us, I don't think. Nope. Cool. So we get some leftover recovery. I need to check how many electric terrain turns we have left. So he gets another round of burn damage. Hex should knock it out from here, I think. Let's see, Drifblim. And he is obviously burnt. Yeah, so Hex easily kills this thing from here. Let's see, I could also potentially go for another Will-O-Wisp, expecting a swap. But I don't think that's worth it, honestly. I think we should just go for a Hex here, just to get damage on whatever comes in. I should have checked how many terrain turns there was left. My bad. I don't think it's going to matter much for this turn, but we'll see. Hex should definitely kill her, and we really don't want the Orform or the Hawlucha coming in on a Terra Blast. They're both immune to ground, so that's definitely not ideal here. I kind of wish I had Strength Sap on this thing, though, but honestly, I think we'll be fine. Because we wouldn't be able to use it against the Hawlucha now anyway. He does withdraw. If the Hawlucha comes in, that's really good for us. Red Mears. Oh, that's the Hawlucha. Ooh, perfect. We get chip on that, which is huge. So obviously he has the Electric Seed, which we're not surprised by. And let's see here. Honestly, I'm almost like half tempted. That's good chip. Honestly, I'm half tempted to like go for a either a Clear Smog here or just hard switch into Iron Leaf. Okay, the electricity disappeared. That's unfortunate. That means we're not going to be able to outspeed the Hawlucha now. Actually, ooh, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, that could be a problem. Yeah, we're not going to be able to outspeed the Hawlucha now. Does he actually? Oh shit! Does he kill me with? Let's see. Oh, whoops. Does he kill me with acrobatics? Let's see, 150 against my Iron Leaves. He does kill me if he's adamant. Ooh, that's unfortunate. We could be a pickle. We could be the pit of pickle here, honestly. I think my play here is to go for a Clear Smog. I think, right? To prevent him from getting up swords down. So yeah, sure, let's go for it. He does just go to the acrobatics. Ooh. Okay, so we get the Aftermath, which is amazing. This is tough. How much do we do with King Gambit? I need to have a look. King Gambit against Hawlucha. Sucker Punch. Let's see, we have 3 allies fainted already. It does 48%. I think that's enough. If we sack off more Pokemon here, we should be good to go. Does Great Tusk die from this range? I think it does. Ooh, we're definitely in a little bit of a pickle. Let's see, it's 105 HP. Acrobatics does kill. I think we have to go Iron Leaves here. If he's really bulky, we might even outspeed like randomly. I think he is in KO range. He is definitely in KO range of the 5 allies fainted Sucker Punch though, which is good. Let's just go for a Side Blade here. He does outspeed me. Can we live? We cannot live. Well, King Gambit's all down to you, buddy. This could be tough. Let's see. So Hawlucha. Let's see. Hawlucha, KOs, Driftblim, and Iron Leaves. Forgot to write that down. Let's go on to Great Tusk now. I mean, oh boy, it's all going to come down to King Gambit, isn't it? Let's see. With 5 allies fainted, though. 5 allies fainted. It is still at full health. Which is cool. Definitely going to die to a close combat, though. And he is at about, like, what, 48%? Yeah, we should have a good chance to KO it here, I think. Let's go for... this could actually also be annoying, actually, because he could have set up... So actually, if he sets up sword downs, that's not going to be good for him. Let's go for a close combat. Does acrobatics again, that kills. Oh boy, King Gambit, it's all up to you, huh? I guess he didn't have the terrain extender on the Pink Urchin, which definitely did work out for him in this. Alright, King Gambit, it's all up to you. I'm really hoping and praying this thing doesn't have Roost. If this thing has Roost, we've honestly probably lost. So we have to go for a Sucker Punch here. The Orthworm should also die, I think, and it's also burned, so it shouldn't be able to do that much back to us. We have to go for a Sucker Punch here. And just pray to God this kills, man. If this doesn't kill, we're going to be in big trouble. We do have the Black Glasses and the Max Attack Animant with 5 allies trained to Supreme Overlord, so it does not kill. Oh my god. He does have close combat. So that was actually more of a defense invested Hawlucha. God damn it, man. I guess that makes sense. In the obviously in this you're obviously allowed, or I can't even get my words out. You can obviously invest more in defense now thanks to the decreased speed here. Well, honestly, GG's Beanard. I think you played that really well, and that was honestly an enjoyable battle. So we may have gone 3-0 once again, but I'm just learning a lot from this, man. Honestly, do you know what? Good game, and I'll see you guys back in week 6 when we're going to be facing Rolder, head coach of the Down Under Crocodiles, and there's thunder going on outside. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in week 6. See ya!